The Palace Hotel is a landmark in San Francisco, California, located at the southwest corner of Market and New Montgomery Streets. The hotel is also referred to as the New Palace Hotel to distinguish it from the original 1875 Palace Hotel, which had been demolished after being gutted by the fire caused by the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. The present structure opened on December 19, 1909, on the same site as its predecessor. The hotel was closed from January 1989 to April 1991 to undergo a 2-year renovation and seismic retrofit. Occupying most of a city block, the hotel's now more than century-old 9-story main building stands immediately adjacent to both the BART Montgomery Street Station and the Monadnock Building, and across Market Street from Lotus Fountain. The Palace Hotel is a member of Historic Hotels of America, the official program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. The original Palace Hotel was built by San Francisco banker and entrepreneur William Chapman Ralston, who heavily depended on his shaky banking empire to help finance the $5 million project. Although Ralston's Bank of California collapsed in late August 1875, and Ralston himself drowned in San Francisco Bay on the same day that he lost control of the institution, it did not interfere with the opening of the Palace Hotel 2 months later on October 2, 1875. Ralston's business partner in the project was U.S. Senator William Sharon, who had helped cause the collapse of the bank when he dumped his stock in the Comstock Lode. Sharon ended up in full control of the hotel as well as both the bank and Ralston's debts, both of which he paid off at just pennies on the dollar. With 755 guest rooms, the original Palace Hotel, also known colloquially as the Bonanza Inn, was at the time of its construction the largest hotel in the western United States. At 120 feet, 37 meters, in height, the hotel was San Francisco's tallest building for over a decade. The skylighted open center of the building featured a grand court overlooked by 7 stories of white column balconies which served as an elegant carriage entrance. Shortly after 1900 this area was converted into a lounge called the Palm Court. The first chef was Jules Harder and the bartender, William Cocktail Boothby, was a fixture at the hotel for some years. The hotel featured large redwood paneled hydraulic elevators which were known as rising rooms. Each guest room or suite was equipped with a private bathroom as well as an electric call button to summon a member of the hotel's staff. All guest rooms could be joined together to create suites, or to make up large apartments for long-term residents, and the parlor of each guest room featured a large bay window overlooking the street below. On November 25, King David Collicow visited California aboard the USS Charleston with business between the Kingdom of Hawaii and the U.S. government. Collicow, whose health had been declining, stayed in a suite at the Palace Hotel. Traveling throughout Mexico and Southern California and reportedly drinking excessively, the monarch suffered a stroke in Santa Barbara and was rushed back to San Francisco. Collicow fell into a coma in his suite on January 18 and died 2 days later on January 20, 1891. The official cause of death as listed by U.S. Navy officials was that the king had died from Bright's disease, inflammation of the kidneys. Financed primarily by Bank of California co-founder William Ralston, it offered many innovative modern conveniences including an intercom system and 4 oversized hydraulic elevators called lifting rooms. The most notable feature of the hotel was the grand court that served as an entry area for horse-drawn carriages. The area was converted to the Palm-filled garden court a few years before the 1906 earthquake. A palace truly. Where shall we find its equal? Windsor Hotel, goodbye. You must yield the palm to your great western rival, as far as structure goes, though in all other respects you may keep the foremost place. There is no other hotel building in the world equal to this. The court of the Grand at Paris is poor compared to that of the palace. Its general effect at night, when brilliantly lighted, is superb. Its furniture, rooms and appointments are all fine, but then it tells you all over it was built to whip all creation, and the millions of its lucky owner enabled him to triumph. Andrew Carnegie. Round the world free guided tours of the hotel are led by volunteers of the San Francisco City Guides, a program of the San Francisco Public Library. Although the hotel survived the initial damage from the early morning April 18, 1906, San Francisco earthquake, by late that afternoon it had been consumed by the subsequent fires. Notably, tenor Enrico Caruso, who had sung the role of Don Jose in Carmen the night before, was staying in the hotel at the time of the quake, and swore never to return to the city. The urban legend is Caruso stood in his nightshirt holding a personally autographed photograph of President Theodore Roosevelt and demanded special treatment.